Early in my life, I realized I had passion for the practice of law, and interestingly, my passion was for being in front of a jury and for representing people who couldn't represent themselves or take care of themselves. So as a child, when my buddies wanted to be firemen and policemen and soldiers, I wanted to be a lawyer. There was an event that helped shape my ideas about the practice of law and what I wanted to do with the practice of law. I worked for a railroad, building railroad tracks. We were at work one day and I saw a guy who was loading my machine lose half his hand. And that litigation process started, and unfortunately I was part of that. And I saw how the company's interests were so well protected by their attorneys and how their interest was to protect themselves. And this injured employee, until he had a lawyer, was on an island. He didn't have anybody representing him, and that struck me because I also knew him personally, so I knew what his family went through when he wasn't able to work. I knew about his concerns about never being able to work again, especially with the railroad, because he had lost half of his hand. It really impacted me because I wanted to help him. I wanted to help him the way I saw his lawyers helping him. And that's helped shape my practice. We talk to our clients about what's going to be involved in their lawsuit and in their claim. But the one thing that I want them to take away from our first meeting together is this. They walk in and they are usually very afraid, and they're nervous, and they have anxiety because often they're not working. They're injured. They've got medical expenses piling up. They don't know where to turn. We take those anxieties away from them. When they leave, the last thing I want to tell them when they leave is that leave all of that in this office. I will take care of that for you. You go worry about getting well, getting back to work, taking care of your family, taking care of yourself. I will take care of the insurance company. I will take care of the people that hurt you. You know, my passions outside of work, of course, are my family. And I love spending time. I have 3 kids. I love spending time with my wife and my kids. I have a great passion for music. I love playing music. I have a group of friends that play together, albeit poorly most of the time, but we do play together and have a great time. And I love being outside. We love the lake. We love skiing. I enjoy sports very much. So those are the things that I enjoy doing outside of work. You know, there's so many things about Alabama that I love. I was raised in a very small town in northwest Alabama by a single mom, and I had 4 brothers. There were 5 of us. My mom was from England, from Birmingham, England. So she brought to our house this culture, this European culture, that in my upbringing was blended with the rich, wonderful Southern culture that we're exposed to every day. And it shaped me, and it shaped me in ways that were different from a lot of my friends. We had values socially that were a little more forgiving, but the work ethic and the values that are instilled in Southern people, and especially Alabamians, were there, because that was where the remainder of my family was. The thing that I like most about this state is our values. Our firm has been fortunate, and we've handled cases in a number of states. I've litigated cases in many, many states. Lots of wonderful places. But we have core values here that are unlike anything I've ever seen before. So I love this state. What recharges me is when, at the end of the day, after sometimes 2 and 3 years of fighting for someone, you see a result that you believe is just. You see fairness, you see equity. And when you see that done for someone, and you've watched them go through so much as a person, and watched their family go through so much, when you finally reach that day that justice prevails, then you're recharged. And every day that I've had the opportunity to represent people, it's been a blessing.